You're watching the AI Report. Big news in AI today. Let's get into it. One of the most coveted features in the AI world is finally here. You can now fine-tune ChatGPT 3.5 and fine-tuning GPT-4 will be available soon in the fall. This is amazing. Honestly, I'm getting the chills here. You can finally do useful stuff with AI for your business at scale. You can basically take arguably the best state-of-the-art AI and input your own business data and knowledge and make it extremely useful for your business. I don't know about other people in AI, but personally, this is what I've been waiting for. I'll try and do a complete guide on this as soon as possible. Yes! And we have more great news today. Meta released Seamless M4T, an important multi-modal AI model. The new model can understand speech and text and translate them to speech, text, or both. It supports over 100 languages and it is released under a research license, which means other developers can build further on this model. This might be a game changer for translators. So, we can now have speech-to-speech translators. Yeah, we're getting closer to living in the Star Trek universe. Plus, a lot of sugar daddies will now finally be able to get yelled at in their own language by their male other brides. Speaking of Meta, they are releasing an off switch for the AI personalized feeds in the EU. They must do this to adhere to the Digital Services Act if they want to continue playing in Europe. Well, Europe are usually the boring guys when it comes to tech, but I actually like this decision. If you play around with the personalized versus the chronological feeds in your social media, you will soon realize that the chronological feed is a bit more boring, but also it doesn't burn down your entire youth in exchange for letting you watch a creepily young teenage girl do some silly dance. While we're at new features, Midjourney releases Inpainting, which means you can select a region of an image and only change that region with a prompt. Cool, that's a great feature, and I can already think of a few ways I will use it. Stable Diffusion have had this feature for eons now, by the way, but better late than never. Next, researchers from the Odisha University of Technology and Research in India have used an AI model to meaningfully increase the efficiency of solar arrays that can be used to directly power solar cars. As far as I'm aware, these types of vehicles are still in the research phase. I'm not sure electric vehicles can be powered only by solar panels like this, but it's an exciting research nonetheless, and it will supplement the car's batteries, so it's a win. In other futuristic news, a machine learning system developed at MIT that's based on light demonstrates more than 100-fold increase in energy efficiency and a 25-fold increase in compute density, possibly enabling the training of AI models that are several orders of magnitude more powerful than ChatGPT. Using hundreds of micron-scale lasers, the system performs calculations based on the movement of light, instead of the movement of electrons like we have in our current peasant chips. The system should be ready for commercial use in a few years. Wow, how can someone not be pumped about the future with news like this? But wait, there's more. We haven't even touched AI in healthcare today. Researchers at the University of Chicago have developed a deep learning AI model that can predict severe COVID based on chest x-rays, which will help determine if a patient needs intensive care. And also, AI can scan eyes to detect risks of Parkinson's disease up to 7 years before it is diagnosed. The AI can pick up signs and changes from the eye data that are too subtle for humans to detect, says Alistair Denniston, an ophthalmologist, I never know if I'm saying that right, at Moorfields Eye Hospital in London. The 3D eye scan takes less than 1 minute. Okay, now you will have to excuse me while I go cry tears of joy. Nah, let's continue with more good news. A survey by Reuters of over 1,200 professionals finds that 64% of them expect AI to make them better at their job, and 66% of them said they don't think it's likely AI will lead to the demise of their job, and 2/3 of them think AI will lead to the creation of new jobs. Yep, these people have the right ideas. And speaking of people who have the right ideas, alleged scammers and brother duo John and Roman Christo are likely not one of them. They are now being pursued by the FTC for allegedly defrauding customers with e-commerce training and management services. Classic. Never gets old. Hey, psst. Yeah, you want to hear a secret? If you get caught, you didn't hear this from me, but e-commerce scams work the best. That is until you get caught by the FTC and probably sentenced to a few months in a white-collar prison where you can play golf and learn about other more sophisticated financial scams from the Wolf of Wall Street who's already chilling in there. Anyway, the Christos made a lot of money by setting up a business named Automators AI, that's a decent name, which was supposed to educate people on how to use AI to make money on Amazon and Walmart. Then they charged consumers anywhere from $10,000 to $125,000 for the initial investment and between $15,000 and $80,000 for working capital. Guys, subscribe to the channel. No matter what I do, I won't sell you a bunch of Word documents and idiotic videos for $125,000. Speaking of things where the value is not exactly clearly visible maybe, Botto is a creator of NFT mints that uses AI to generate digital art. It also involves a devoted community that votes on around 350 creations released every week, and the AI then learns based on the votes and the taste of the community. Okay, this is interesting. Some of these pieces are offered for sale for dozens of thousands of dollars. Personally, even though I'm very interested in crypto, I never really got on board with the current iterations of NFT, where Gen Z kids go bonkers over pictures of monkeys. But I respect the hustle, and having the AI learn about the preference of consumers sounds like a smart idea. Botto may be onto something here. I mean, that's exactly the opposite of art, listening to everyone on what you should create instead of expressing yourself in the most authentic way possible, but at least they will make some money. For the record, this is not financial advice. My official stance on NFTs is don't do it. The technology may have some use cases, but currently it's just a game of finding the bigger sucker. And finally, let's end the day with bad news, so that I can have a cautionary yet wise phrase for the ending part. The university in Vienna seems to have banned any AI technology to help students in their studies. Oh boy, that's probably the worst thing that the university can do. Hopefully not too many other universities follow suit. Look, I get it. Students will abuse the bejesus out of AI to cheat on exams like never before. And that's fine. Universities should let them. Let those drunk, horny idiots cheat. You know why I say that? Because I was one of those drunk, horny idiots who cheat. I cheated on every exam. You know what happened in the end? I paid the price. I had to learn everything on the job. That was a valuable lesson, let me tell you. Something that schools don't teach ever. I think it's pretty much common knowledge today that the education system is broken beyond repair. The best you can hope to get is a decent network out of university, and the worst is a debt that will take you a lifetime to repay. You're much better off getting the actual knowledge and education from certain channels on YouTube, let's just say. But seriously, the implicit purpose of universities has always been, or it was always supposed to be, to expand the minds of young people, expose them to new ideas and opportunities, open doors for them. Banning AI is exactly the opposite of that. It's closing the door, and possibly closing the most important door of the next few decades. Who do you think is a better entrepreneur or even a better job candidate? Some college kid that studies exclusively for tests only, or a curious, self-taught experimenter who's familiar with all the latest AI tools? Universities are still stuck in the paradigm of forcing students to learn for tests. Maybe they should take a page from our book, the Book of Internet Educators, and encourage people to learn for knowledge itself. That's the way it is. That was the AI report. I think I crushed this last part, if I'm being honest. If you agree, you know what you gotta do. Like and subscribe. Do your thing. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.